Alright, now here's where we're at. After I got the stitching done, I went ahead and I burnished all the edges. There's a little fuzzy spot right there, but that's okay. After I had finished burnishing the edges, I took the whole thing and I soaked it in hot water. Now, after that, I took these blocks, stuck them in there, and molded it all around that. The idea is the magazine fits in with a little bit of friction, but not too much. Did I put that in backwards? Yeah, I did. It fits in that way. Yeah. Fits in that way, and it has a little bit of friction, so it won't just slip out. But not so much that you got to use both hands to pull it out. So now it's time to start finishing this thing. Now what I did, let me find it up here, is first thing I did is I took some neat's foot oil. Now since the leather's been dyed and molded, because of that, the leather has been dried out a bit. Some of the oils dried out of the leather, and I like to put those oils back. The way I do it is I take a little bit of neat's foot oil, put it on a paper towel, and I'll wipe some on and then wipe it back off. That's just enough to keep the leather from drying out. I give that a day or two to soak in. Neat's foot oil never dries, but it does soak in and nourish the leather. Now the reason I use neat's foot oil is because it comes from cows. It's basically cow juice. So I'm replacing the oils that have dried out of the leather with oils that come from a cow. Makes sense to me. Now, the point I'm at is to put some tan coat on it and use that as a finishing coat. That's a pretty simple thing. I just stick my fingers in there. The way I do it is I put some tan coat on a dauber, make sure to get it in the stitch lines, and just wipe it on with a dauber. That'll also soak into the leather a little bit, but most importantly, it'll leave a protective coat on the leather. Also, if you give it a good buffing, it makes it all pretty and shiny. I like shiny stuff. Now after I get the tan coat on it, I just take my paper towel and wipe it back off. Well, I don't wipe all of it off. I wipe the excess off because, like I said, the tan coat will actually soak into the leather a little bit and leave a thin coat that'll protect the leather. I also make sure to get it down into the stitch lines. Now I'll do that front and back and on the edges. And if that's had a little bit of time to dry, I'll go ahead and buff it out and we'll take a look at it. Alright, it's been a little while. Basically that's it. It's finished. A little bit of a glint on it. See if I can get it more in the light here. Glint, glint. I'm going to keep buffing at it for a little bit. Make it all nice and pretty. And I'm going to set it on top of a piece of glass here. That way it won't stick to anything. And there you go. There you go. See if I get it right. Make that a thumbnail. Anyway, that does it for this. Gonna let it sit for a day or two. Out it goes, and it's on to the next project. See you then.